Now it's time to learn how St James's Place uses Tableau. And to do that, I'm joined by James Frew, Divisional Director of Advanced Analytics and Data Science from St James's Place. Huge warm welcome, James.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for joining us at World Tour.
Yep.
Excited?
Very excited. It's going to be a really good day.
Tell us about St James's Place. Tell us about its mission and how it's partnering with Salesforce.
So at St James's Place, we believe that financial advice changes lives for the better. We think it allows families to make decisions, to plan, and to have confidence that they can live in a way that they have confidence in their finances and their financial future. Our partnership with Salesforce really enables us to work with our advisors, the people who support our clients. And in particular, it helps them to grow their business, support their clients, and enables us to make sure that we're keeping tabs on what's going on and we understand what they need and when they need it.
That's a beautiful mission. I know you're a user of Tableau. Could you tell us some of the biggest challenges that you're dealing with and how you're using Tableau to kind of surface that?
Yeah, sure. So Tableau integrates with Salesforce, and that's really helpful to us because we need to take lots of numbers from around our business which don't necessarily live in Salesforce, but get them into Salesforce and make them visible to people.
Yeah.
So we need to have the same numbers in the right place at the right time so that everyone sees the same thing. So by using Salesforce, by using Tableau, it enables us to work towards that mission. We're a complicated business from a data perspective, and we work to simplify that using Salesforce and Tableau.
I love that concept because it's ultimately you're giving everyone the data they need to help serve people and build that confidence.
Yes, absolutely.
As well.
And from an analytics perspective, our job is to give people the data, to let them have the data, but it has to be right and it has to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
We want everybody to have the right access to it. And Salesforce, again, helps us to control the access levels and make sure that people see what they should see and not necessarily what they shouldn't.
Exactly, it's empowering for everybody. Now, I know probably a lot of work's gone into this. How did you start with that first use case when you were on your journey with Tableau?
So our first use case, we need to eliminate complexity. And what I mean by that is we've got lots of processes that exist in our business which are swivel chair, where people go to one system, get a set of numbers, go somewhere else, get another one. And of course, that not only takes a lot of time, but it also is open to human error and human fragility. Yeah. So we wanted a use case that reduced complexity, avoid the duplication, and actually gave the people who are working with our partnership, with our clients, with our advisors, something they could use immediately to their best advantage. So that we chose a use case that did that.
Yeah.
We're lucky in that we've recently gone through a process where we're trying to accelerate our data strategy. So we've been able to use that to accelerate our progress with Salesforce and Tableau.
It's brilliant. So if you're thinking about reducing that complexity in that civil chair moment, what are some of the things that you've been measuring that will prove the success of this?
Well, I think one of the things is we see that within the user groups, we see that they are using it, i.e. we see the actual number of people using a particular dashboard or a particular facility.
Usage.
We see that go up.
Yeah.
I think we want to see reduced complexity. We want there's a lot of numbers and ratios and all these sorts of things in our business, and we want to simplify those and give people insights rather than just information. So what we see is we hear people talking about those insights rather than questioning the data. Yeah. So that's another measure soft measure that we see. And we see reduced questions because people don't have questions about the information they're being provided with. We don't have the constant, drip of questions into our departments, which takes us time and takes us away from what we're trying to achieve.
Sounds like it's really kind of cemented that trust that people aren't challenging the data,
but they're on the way.
Becoming
it's on its way.
So what are some of the success measures that you would see beyond kind of KPIs?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is an increased engagement from our main stakeholders. So where we previously perhaps had people asking for specific dashboards or specific things they thought they needed, there's a lot more trust now with my team to help them deliver what they need. So rather than getting a shopping list, we're getting a we really want to know about this particular issue, or can we have an insight that gives us more information about a particular problem or a particular process that's not working, or perhaps needs to work better.
Yeah. What would you say has been the biggest learning journey with this data journey that you guys have been on? I'm sure there's several.
Yeah, I think the main thing for me is simplification. So simplify, streamlining, and focusing on one version of the truth have been my main takeaways. We needed to get to a place where we have one version of the truth in all of our systems before you start to publish that into one of our core systems like Tableau, Salesforce. So I think it's quite boring, but it's essential just to get that basic understanding of one version of the truth in place.
That's great. You've done some incredible work, and I can imagine it's been a journey as well. Give us a flavour of some of the future things that you're thinking about. What's next?
Well, I think one of the main measures I want to bring through is reduce time to insight. We want people to be able to get at the data, to produce their own insights, to use some of the new technologies that are coming out, particularly in Tableau Pulse, and be able to see an insight rather than have to sort of go through a dashboard. We want to see self-service analytics. We want people to their data literacy to come up. That's something which I think is encouraged by using products like Tableau. And we want to see actionable insights rather than people, if you like, arguing about the data. We want to see people make decisions, not debate the data. I think that's probably the main thing that I want to take forward.
And if I could ask you, out of those, which one you're personally excited for? Could you say which one of those that could
I think
be?
It would be make decisions, not debate the data.
Yes,
that would be
great mission.
Because we do spend a lot of time making sure that we get the data right, so that people can trust it. And by putting it into something like Tableau, where they can explore it, they can understand it, I think they will get to a point where my stakeholders really understand the data in much greater level of clarity, and therefore they get on with making great decisions about what to do next.
That's great, James. I really enjoy speaking to you and learning about St. James's Place. It sounds like you've been on a really great journey.
You're
and
welcome.
It's only going to get more exciting.
Indeed it is.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to learn more about St. James's Place, just scan the QR code on screen or head to the link sjp.co.uk. More World Tour London coming up right here on Salesforce Plus.